Good. Oh, I love that. Perfect. Okay, well, glad to have you back, and hopefully you will enjoy the food this time too. It is definitely, most of the recipes will be different. Some of them are the same to give you guys some, um, memory and ease to jump back in. Oh, I know this recipe, it's not all completely new. So it helps with the ease of transitioning back into it. And then there are new ones as well. So I hope you guys will enjoy the new ones. And they're definitely going to be, they are a little bit more spring focused next week. In particular, there's a lot more like spring salads and different things like that that might be yummy for you to enjoy. So let's next run to Jen. Just briefly, just want to say hi, and I don't want to make any, just say hi and why you're, how you're doing. If you have questions.
Hi. I am in a super similar spot as Jessica. I found success last time. I thought it was wonderful. And then, I don't know, with Easter and both my boys had birthday parties in like the same week. And so I didn't want, you can enjoy the cake, I know, and I did, but then I enjoyed it for each of their birthdays and then the party that followed, and then it was my brother's birthday, and it's like I feel like I've been in a whirlwind of, like, we don't normally eat a lot of sugar, but I do feel like I've eaten a lot of sugar, and I've done some prep, and when I did, I froze things and was a little bit more intentional on like making extra and freezing and trying to have things, but I feel like it wasn't 80-20. It's, I was maybe 60-40, like that I needed another kick in the pants to be more intentional on prepping and sticking to it.
Okay, perfect. So it sounds like both you and Jessica had success first time around, and now just kind of need a little bit of, not necessarily motivation, but accountability, and maybe just some prep hacks to kind of get you going again and back in the rhythm of things. Kind of know what you're supposed to do, but kind of following through, having that encouragement from me and the group, and new meal ideas would be of benefit to you guys. That's what it sounds like. So awesome, Jen. Yay. Thank you. And then our last person, I'm not sure if she can talk because I know she's working. She might just be listening in, is Christine. And I don't think you guys have met her. If you can say hi, Christine, that's great. If not, I can introduce you.
Hi.
Okay. Hey. Just sort of, yeah, go ahead and just say hi.
Hi, I'm Christine. I just joined I need to get back on track. I let things go for a lot of reasons. So I just need to get back on track and get back to a different weight again.
Yeah, awesome. Well, happy to have you back. So this is awesome. I got 3 people that know what's up. They know what's going on. They know how to do it. So we are all just going to support each other and encourage and motivate and get back on the train. So I love that. Just a few business notes too. The new meal plan for next week will be coming on Friday. So be on the lookout for that with all the recipes and all the good things, and grocery shop this weekend and then do the prep over the weekend. The prep is kind of a pain, but it's also awesome because when you do get to, like Jessica, when you get home from work, you're tired and all you want to do is probably just eat, or you don't have time. It's nice to know that I got it done. It was a pain in the butt doing it the day before, but you have it done and you have your healthy meal. So it's definitely the way for success, is having that prep. So taking the time to do it is totally well worth it. Okay, so I'm going to dive in. This will not take you guys too long, but I just wanted to dive in a little bit more on sugar. I decided to do a little presentation because I do think it is, I'm going to attempt to share the content, so bear with me. I do think that it is a super important topic that kind of gets overlooked. Okay. Trying. Is it up?
Yep.
Yay. All right. Do you see me?
We see your phone. We do not see your face.
Okay. Can you see the little presentation?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And I will email this out to you guys after, but I just want to kind of send it to you guys first. So this is the scoop on sugar. So the main facts, which most of us know, we all, pretty much everybody loves sweet foods and drink, but not really sure how it affects you. And is it really that bad for you? And what about artificial sugars? What about diet soda? What about equal? What have you really learned about these things, and are they actually bad for you? And what about honey? What about different types of sugar? So let's kind of learn a little bit more about sugar. So we actually do need sugar glucose. Our bodies need it to survive. However, our bodies do create our own glucose, so it's really not necessary to be adding all of this extra sugar into our diets in order to get the nutrients it needs. We definitely need some carbohydrates because that is what gives us energy, but we don't need the extra glucose that comes from the added sugars. Sugar facts, according to the CDC, there's a little link to this study. Americans are drinking and eating too many added sugars, which can contribute to health problems such as weight gain, obesity, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease. And going back to the glucose, you know, when you do get into the situation where your body stops creating the glucose, you can get into a diabetic situation. And that is something that we want to avoid, especially the type 2 diabetes, which is definitely impacted by sugar. So there's two types of sugars, natural and added. So natural sugars, those are those that occur naturally in foods like dairy or fruit. If you look at the food labels of like your yogurt that might have some sugar in it, that's naturally there from the dairy. Also from fruit, those are obviously have sugar as well. But those sugars are okay because they do have fiber in them, and that does not give you a complete blood spike. It is the fiber helps you control your blood sugar. Whereas the added sugars, number two, those are sugars that are added to your foods to give you more flavor and more sweetness. And those are in general not okay to have a lot of. So you can kind of think of the added sugars like how we had discussed when you guys did the reset in the winter about how processed foods are all full of the additives and artificial flavors and empty calories. So the added sugars kind of goes right into that same category as the processed foods. It's something that we want to reduce as much as possible. Now, the thing about added sugars is it doesn't necessarily always say sugar on the label. So what do you need to look out for? So on the list of ingredients, they can be hidden in different types of names. The sugar can, it can say sucrose, corn sweetener, high fruit corn syrup, fruit juice concentrate, nectars, raw sugar, malt syrup, maple syrup, fructose, honey, molasses, and anything that ends in the OSE, that's the chemical suffix for sugars. So those are the words that we want to be on the lookout for. That is going to be an added sugar. And if any of those words are among the first few ingredients on the food label, the food is likely to be high in sugar, and the total amount of sugars on the food label is listed under total carbohydrates on the nutrition facts label. So also in the winter reset, when we went through and learned about food labels, this is the same type of thing. When the ingredients are listed, the ingredient that's listed first is the ingredient that is most in the food. So that is same with the sugars. If the sugar is listed number one, that means that that is what is in the package the most. So that is what we want to watch out for. Sugar as a number one ingredient. Obviously anywhere is not awesome, but if it's listed number one or number two, that is in particular something to beware and probably put back. So how much sugar, added sugar, should you have per day? Now this does not account for fruit. This is just added sugar. 10% of your total daily calories should come from added sugar. So that's about 12 teaspoons. I still think that's pretty high, but that is the okay amount. And you will be surprised how quickly though that can add up just naturally coming in any types of your fruits and vegetables and all the rest, you're going to get a high amount of sugar. And then what about artificial sweeteners like the Diet Cokes, the Diet Sprites, the aspartame, the sucralose, sorbitol, xylitol? What about these fake sugars? Are those okay? While these sweeteners contain very few calories, they usually don't affect your blood sugar levels. There are some very important downsides to consider. And the reviews, I did do a lot of research on this, and they are kind of mixed as far as, if it definitely is not a good idea to have the artificial sweeteners. I'm more in the realm of avoid, because number one, sugar substitutes, including sucralose, saccharin, and aspartame, may harm the gut bacteria. And this is in your tummy, and that is what can lead to gut discomfort, inflammation, and metabolic disorders. So I, for one, know that when I have aspartame or diet soda, my tummy definitely is affected and I don't feel great. And if you're consistently drinking these, you might not even realize that the impact that it's having because you're kind of so used to it. But if you stop drinking it, take it away for a period of time, you will then maybe notice the difference in your stomach as far as any type of inflammation or tummy troubles. Sugar alcohols like sorbitol and xylitol can also cause digestive issues like bloating and diarrhea. And artificial sweeteners, there is some research that shows that it can actually make you feel hungrier. And I do have the research links to all of those if anybody is interested in seeing them. And then the other thing that I do want to say too about sweeteners, going back to the added sugar list, what about honey or maple syrup? Those are, or even like a coconut sugar. I do have those sugars on the meal plan once in a while. And the reason is that although they do spike your blood sugar, they are lower on the glycemic index, which means that they will not give you that huge of a sugar crash as like a table sugar would. So it's definitely a little bit better for you. Also, those types of sweeteners are more sweet, so you might not need as much. Additionally, like maple syrup, even like the coconut sugar, does have a few antioxidants and minerals, so you are getting a little bit of something from those. And then lastly, though, they might have, since they are so sweet, they might have a little bit more calories, so you do have to be careful as far as how much you are having of that. So that is kind of the scoop on sugar, just a kind of top line presentation on some of the important things. I did put a couple homework things for you guys to consider doing this week. I'd like you to check the labels on the food you eat for an entire day and kind of see how much you're eating. Now, this is, since you're doing the reset cleanse, it's obviously going to be pretty low. This is more of a homework for a general person learning about sugars, but you can still do it, kind of see where you're at. And then check your labels for artificial sweeteners. And if you are drinking or eating foods with artificial sweeteners, here is something you could do. Put one fewer pack of sweetener in your drink or have one less soda. Small steps, they make a big impact. Number 3, pick a day this week when you'll eat a high protein breakfast free of added sugars, no sugary cereals or yogurts. Breakfast is actually one of the meals of the day that is filled with some of the most sugars because some of the easy breakfast foods happen to be high in sugar, and even fruits and smoothies and juices, all of those can definitely spike your blood sugar. And although I said earlier, fruits are okay for you, you still want to be careful not to be having a ton, and definitely to pair it with protein so that you can get, and carbs in general, so you can get that fiber so you don't get the sugar spike from all that sugar in the morning. And then the other area for homework is your condiments. That is one that people also miss as far as added sugar. You would be probably shocked to see, maybe you learned in my other resets, how much sugar is in condiments like your peanut butter or your ketchup or your ranch dressing. Take a look at the condiments and look what's in them, and it's not awesome. So that is something that I certainly do not want you guys to have, especially on the reset. You can replace it with some of the other options that I have on my shopping list, or you can make your own dressings like those in my recipes. And then number 5 goes with what we're doing with the reset. Make a sugar-free shopping list and stick to it on your next grocery run. Keep it out of your house. You're less likely to enjoy it or have it. And that is essential. If you want to have your sugar, as I think it was Jen that mentioned earlier, have it in social situations. Don't have it as part of your daily routine. Once those social situations start being daily and frequently, then, you know, we need to reassess, but it's best to have those sugar enjoyments in the company of friends and family, and more of a pleasure situation than a daily routine. So that is the scoop. I'm going to try and get back, and then I'm going to answer questions that you guys might have. See if that worked. You back? All right, rock on, rock and roll. Okay, so that's the scoop. What questions did you guys have, if any? Does that make sense? Does it stuff you already know? It was a waste of time. It was helpful. Anything new you learned? Anything you want to take away? I think this is just good general information to have, which I think most of you kind of already knew from the reset, but it's good to hone in on it and remember to make as wise choices as possible. Questions, conversations? No? Any questions on the reset? Or Jen, you have something?
No, I was just gonna say good reminders of and tips, but
Good.
things that I should be doing and need a little.
And that's why part of the reason, you know, that we are doing this, so that we can be reminded of it daily for the next 21 days and encourage each other and motivate each other and know, you know, there's a reason that we're doing it. We want to feel and look our best, and we're going to make the best decisions possible. Nobody's perfect, but we can do our best to get the results that we need. So, okay, perfect. That's all for now, guys. I appreciate you joining in. I will send the meal plan on Friday. I might add another Friday check-in and just walk you through the meal plan. I'll probably record it. So if you can't make it live, because now I'm all excited about this recorded situation, probably record it and then share it with whoever is interested in doing that. But I'll walk through the meal plan and get you guys excited about that. I'm really excited about week 2. It's definitely got some fun stuff in it. So I think you guys will be too. So, all right. All for now. Have a good day, you guys.
Thanks, Amy.
Thank you. Bye. Thanks, Jen.